the second pillar is training proper diaphragmatic breathing. And this is really, in my opinion, like the most important aspect. Because when we breathe diaphragmatically, we can feed the body up to 6 times the oxygen. So people often say, well, I can't pull in 6 times the amount of air into my lungs. It's not about the amount, it's about where it's directed. At the base of the lungs is where the majority of the oxygen receptor sites reside, called alveoli. So if we're breathing through the muscles of the upper chest, which most people do, we're not even reaching this bed of abundance. Pain, fear, and stress cause us to reactively hold the breath. And we're living in a pretty stressful world. So pretty much everybody has resorted to breathing through these muscles up through here. When we engage the diaphragm, I'm just going to bring my camera down a little bit.
Sure.
The diaphragm is the plate of muscle that supports the rib cage. When we inhale, it moves down. When we exhale, it moves up. And if we're breathing properly, this whole area is getting a continual massage. It's the ceiling to the abdominal organs and the floor to the heart and the lungs. So breathing this way keeps these organs heated and working optimally. Most people are this. We collapse into the core because we have this weak foundation. When we collapse in, the organs get displaced, the belly extends, we develop inflammation, and that becomes a breeding ground for disease. So understanding how to connect to proper diaphragmatic breathing is the second pillar. And it's amazing because when we breathe this way, it even changes the brain pattern to a relaxed pattern. It connects us to the parasympathetic nervous system. We're literally a different physiological animal when we breathe diaphragmatically compared to the other. Now, the challenge for people that are just simply trying to increase their breathing ability is that the adhesions will bind the rib cage, locking the diaphragm from proper use, just like a frozen shoulder. Okay. So we always start in the core and the rib cage to melt those adhesions, to access this diaphragm muscle more specifically. And then as you continue to go through those steps, you continue to oxygenate your blood more fully. And that is another game changer. If you think of blowing up a balloon fully, it glows, it's round, it almost defies gravity. Take half of the air out of the balloon. Now you have a wrinkly surface that attracts dirt and is heavy. And that's what ultimately happens to our cells as we age if we're not proper diaphragmatic breathers. So that's the second pillar. And the two work in concert with each other